playing big or are you playing small? You know, today I had a conversation with a young man I've met in a local meetup group, and this young man's trying to build a financial wealth management business, and he's wanting to begin to use the internet to do it. Well, what he was wrestling with is he had been approached by one of my business partners about using an online tool set that we utilize that offers, you know, conferencing and contact response manager, things that are really just backbone type tools for a business. So we get on the phone and I'm talking to him about spending $25 a month to buy this tool set. And he makes a statement to me in there. He says, well, I just don't want to commit to anything monthly. I'd rather just pay like, you know, $10 and then see if it works out. And then, you know, go ahead and bump up if we need to. And I stopped him and I said, you know, we're talking about $25 for basic business building tools and you're balking. And I said, now let me take this a little further. You're trying to sell a wealth management, financial services product, and you're here balking over $25. I said, if I were a prospect, this conversation would be over. You've already proven to me you don't have a clue about wealth management. You don't have a clue as to leadership because you refuse to play big. And so one of the things that I begin to discuss with him, and I see this so often, is people plan not with the end in mind, but based on their circumstance. And I took him through our story. You know, 4 years ago, we had lost everything. We'd started our ministry. We still had a house for sale up in the Northeast. The plumbing had been stolen out of it twice. It had already cost us $25,000 since it had been on the market because of repairs from vandalism and theft. And we had launched out on this new ministry, living by faith, no financial support. And so we were living in a friend's spare bedroom. I could not feed my family. I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. And yet I knew that if I were going to build a business, there were some things I was just going to have to find a way to acquire, some tools that just had to be there. Can you imagine starting a McDonald's franchise but not buying the French fryer? Well, that's how a lot of people are going about their online business, or just simply their business in general. Well, what happens is when you play small, you get small results. When you play small, you telegraph to the world that you're playing small. People see it. You know, I've watched this young man for the last couple of months in our meetup groups, and I was really glad I got to finally have this conversation with him, because literally he broadcasts the mindset, and it's self-defeating. And when he talks about where he's out looking for prospects, he's fishing in the wrong markets. He's looking for people who are disenfranchised, and yet he's fishing in places where there are plenty of disenfranchised people. Unfortunately, they're all broke. And so the thing I began to talk to him about, not just this $25 tool set, but I began to discuss with him who was in that picture. You know, I have nearly 13 years of financial advisory experience. I opened my own firm in 2001, so not quite 13 years, about 12 years. Opened my own firm in 2001, had been a financial advisor since early 2008. And so I said, you're getting the experience of somebody who's managed millions of dollars in assets, who has built a financial advisory practice. The people who are speaking with him, who had referred him to me to get some questions answered, they have years of entrepreneurial experiences. They have owned multiple businesses online and offline. And I told him, I said, you know, you got to look beyond just what you're getting. I mean, number one, we're talking about $25, so we shouldn't even be having this discussion. But you're getting to be surrounded by at least 3 people who have combined probably close to 40 years of entrepreneurial experience. And specifically with me, you're getting somebody who has built a financial advisory practice and maintained that for well over a decade. You know, you've got to look at the bigger picture. Well, that's the same thing I want to say to you. You know, sometimes we get caught up in the product. Is it the right vitamin, the right juice, the right skincare deal? Is it product, but the bigger question you need to be asking is not what am I buying, but who am I getting? Who is at the table with me if I make this step? Are these the tools that I need to grow my business? So, you know, the mistake he was making, he was planning based on his current circumstance, not on where he's trying to go. You can't do that. You've got to look at what's the end result that you have in mind, and what do I need to get me there? And now, as I identify those things, the next question is, who do I get in that equation? So just some thoughts for you today. I hope you'll choose to play big. I've chosen to align myself with people who play big, and it has made a world of difference in my life and in my business. That's why I can talk to you from my backyard and not a friend's spare bedroom. So what I'd love for you to do, there's a link below this video. It will allow you to connect with Carol and I on our Facebook fan page. You can find out more about what we do there, and we look forward to talking with you soon.